Good morning everyone, welcome back to the Sprinter build. Today we've had a delivery of a Truma heater. The Truma we've gone for is a diesel one, so we've got to fit a pipe from the diesel tank up to the Truma for its feed. Now obviously it'll be running on 12 volt and on 230, so we've also got to wire them two items in as well. So we've got quite a bit of work today. We're going to be starting by looking at where we're going to site that Truma. We're going to have to build a box around it because it's going to be where one of our cupboards is going to be as well. So there's quite a lot of decision making just today in where we're going to site it. Now we've already decided that we're going to have it on the side with the sliding door, so near side for us. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to look at where it wants to be, where we're going to get the outlet, where we're going to run as wiring and everything else. So let's take you along with that journey. So we've just decided where we're going to have as outlet for our Truma, our heater. What we decided is we're going to take it out in this area which is close to the door of the van, but low enough and clear enough so that when we open the door it's not going to be blocking the outlet. It's very unlikely we'll be having the heating on with the door open, but you never know. So that's that. So when it comes to fitting the Truma outlets to the hole that we've just cut in, the hole saw that we're using is a 38mm, and that's the same diameter as the outside of this. So as you can see, obviously we'd put this from the outside in, but that will just go in there from the outside. So we're going to reverse that at the moment. I'm going to put it from the outside in, and then what we've been asked to do is to make a template in square with a hole in the middle out of wood. I think it's just to give this a bit more strength around the holes rather than just relying on the steel around there. So we're just about to make a little bracket there out of wood to fit around that. So from the inside the outlet's coming in here. If I check you on the outside, so that's what it's going to look like on the outside. I've got a cover to put on yet, but once the cover's been fitted, obviously I've got to drill these holes around the edge to fit it. But once it's fitted, we can put the cover on. So this is how the Truma looks from the outside. We've got a cover here, and this pipe does both inlet and outlet. So what we tend to find is that at the top here we're drawing air in, and at the bottom down here we're blowing air out. Now the only drawback with it being here is obviously the sliding door. So to overcome this, what we are thinking of doing is you can buy a stop. It's a variable stop you can put in here, and basically what it means is that you bolt your stop in here, the door only comes back so far, so it shouldn't interfere with the Truma exhaust. Ideally what we should have done, if we were planning this again, is we would have moved it further back. We've got a frame there, and then a hollow, and another frame here. So here would have been ideal. So if you are thinking about putting the Truma on this side of the van rather than on the driver's side, then I would look at somewhere at the back here for the exit. That way it's not going to get covered by this. So today's job is to fit out the pump and some of the piping that goes underneath the van down to the Truma heater. Obviously we've got to take the tank out, we've got to fit the standpipe in the pump housing. I will be doing that today. We've got the pipe then to feed all the way down the van up to the Truma. They do give you quite a lot of wiring for the pump, so that you can fit it almost anywhere. But what we've done is we've sited the pump quite close to the side of the tank, so that when it's pulling the diesel out of the tank, it's not pulling it very far. So this is the tank out. Obviously your filler neck is part of that, so you can't detach that. What we've used here, we've used a hammer and a blunt screwdriver to rotate that anti-clockwise to get it back off. And you've got a little arrow here, and when you've done, the arrow should finally face these little marks here, so it should be tight enough then. Obviously we've got the seal to put back on. Can't do that with one hand. And then the ring goes on top, tie it all up, pumps in, and then it's just a case of routing where we want the pump to go. So the Truma pump is there, the outlet is this side, that's in line with the wiring that goes to it. So we're just going to mount that somewhere close to the tank to allow it to do its job. So this is the pump that comes out of the fuel tank on the Sprinter. Got two outlets here, well, a flow and a return, and then you've got another outlet here that I believe you can use, but I think what we're going to do, we're going to do the standpipe into here. So our intention is to fit a standpipe, and this will go down here, so it'll go through the top of that drilling hole down into that. One thing to bear in mind is that when you put this in, it will compress down to the bottoms there, so it gets shorter. It's spring loaded, there we go, so it's rising. So bear that in mind when you come to fit this. You need to cut it short enough so that when it goes through there, that length is not more than that when it's compressed. Because I'm looking for a tight fit on this thread. So we're just going to make sure that when this comes down, it's hitting something at the bottom at the moment. Just going to make sure it's not going to hit anything. It down. So you can see there when I push that down, it's too long here. So we need to shorten that by that much. So we're looking at about 20 mil. So now we've cut that down, we'll put that in once again. See, a little bit shorter. There we go. We're hoping it's not going to hit anything. And this time it doesn't move. I think that will probably go on there. There we go. We've got a seal on. Obviously you've got your float there to get in as well. And we'll try to get the float in. sure the float's back there. There we go. At the moment it's on the bottom of the tank. So that must be on there.
Yeah, that's gone straight in.
So when it's tight, that arrow is over there. That's it. So you've got your arrow to there. So that's your outlet for your diesel now, for your Truma pump. We're going to get this back in, haven't we yet? At least it's empty, or empty-ish. We're going to tilt it a bit. A little bit further. There we go. There we go. Whew. We're going to get them pipes back. Still wants to come back towards me a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking of it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's connected at that. So that's enough. Right, let's see if we can get these back on there. Right, them two are on. Got your wire in for your tank. There we go, that's on. So we've decided to drill a hole in the chassis for our mount. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yep. Just working out where to run the pipe, or where best to run the pipe, so it's secured and it's not nicked anywhere. So that looks like a good shape. Let's see if these cut it. Oh, they cut it good. So these are specialist pipe cutters for plastic. They do anything from this size, obviously we just use that, right up to I think 25mm, but they stop the pipe getting squashed. So that can go in there. So we've got our little Jubilee clips. Size on this is 9 to 11mm, and that's so that it will fit over that. So this is where we decided to fit the pump for the Truma heater. Obviously the wire at the, or the, what looks like a wire, that is the feed from the petrol tank, and then that's the feed from the petrol tank all the way down there. So we've got two pipes there, a red and a blue. We've got a blue feed coming from the water supply into here from the pump, and that will feed up towards the sink. The red obviously is going to be feeding from the Truma into here, which will also go towards the pump, but also that one, or that one there I should say, will be returning to the back for our shower unit. So we're trying to minimise the amount of joints we're using, and we're also trying to minimise the amount of joints that we're going to be putting in this conversion. So less joints mean less leaks. Well, that's my theory anyway. So moving on. So we just managed to get the Truma wire to the tank feed, to the pump feed down here. So that's your Truma one, the little red and black one there. It comes in this trunking. I've just got that through there. And it comes out underneath this area here. So we've got this vent, you can probably just see about here somewhere. Where does it go? There's a little vent there for our drain off, and we give you quite a lot of wire so you can attach to your pump whenever you wish. Right, so as you can appreciate, when you take this job on with the Truma, it is quite intense. It's taken us all day, so we've now got to early evening. It's not an easy job. It's a lot easier if you've got a lift to lift the van up and take the tank out, fit all the fittings and then put the tank back in. But as we don't have that, we've had to make a couple of ramps to get our clearance. We managed, but it is difficult. So that's part of the process, I suppose, overcoming them difficulties. But now we've got the pump in. We've tried the pump. It's not a rotary pump. I think this is called the diaphragm pump. So you get this clicking noise from the pump when it's working. We've connected it up to the 12 volt already to ensure that it does work, and it does. So we know that once the Truma is coupled up, it should operate that pump. Now you have to put it at an angle so that it primes or it runs in. That's part of the instructions from Truma. But like anything else, it's a test. It's a test to see if we can get it done in time. So we've got that done. We've now routed the white pipe through the floor up towards the Truma, and it's connected to the Truma with some flexible ones and Jubilee clips. So that's ready to go. All we've got to do now is basically wire up the rest of the system. So I'll follow us through on that journey. But for today, I'm going to sign off because I've had enough. See you later, guys. Bye for now.